Ooh, I would say, what would I say? That you are more than capable. Like you can absolutely do it. Like it will challenge you in different ways, whether you're a beginner hiker, whether this is your first time carrying a tent or doing your own food, or you're like me and you're just sort of dipping your toe in the water and you know this is your first big multi-day hike. There will be times where you think, oh, you know, my feet hurt and I'm tired and I'm not sure if I can. You absolutely can. You can do this, and you'll be so proud of yourself when you do. You will soak in all the views. You will be dry and warm again, and you will meet some really incredible people. And what a thing to do to go and spend, you know, over a week in such a beautiful place in the world. So it'll go quick. Like I'm on day 6 now, and I think, where on earth has that gone? So take it in.
Uy, qué recomendación. Bueno, que se mentalice mucho, que pueda confiar en sus capacidades, eh, que pueda como entrenar, obviamente, porque es duro físicamente, pero entrenar más mentalmente, de que se es capaz, de que se puede, y tratar de tener un diálogo positivo durante todo el camino, porque eso es algo que sí o sí se va a necesitar.
My recommendation to anyone who's doing the O circuit would be, if you're like me and you want to feel 100% accomplished, like you deserve the views and everything, is to carry all your stuff, meaning to carry all your tent, the sleeping bag, and the food, because, at least in my case, it made me feel more accomplished and made me feel like I got the 100% experience that the O circuit offers. And if you like the challenge and feel like you can do it, I would recommend you to do the same. The other thing would be to bring snacks because everything is super expensive there, and if you don't want to feel hungry all the time, bring a lot of food. Next thing would be to be in positive spirits, bring good vibes, because you will be sharing the route with the same people all the time, and it's a good opportunity to meet people who you will remember forever and create some great memories together. And the last, more technical thing would be to avoid what happened to me is when the conditions are super windy, because it will happen sooner or later, if you're carrying your rain cover, to secure it, because the wind took mine, so don't let the same thing happen to you.
Partendo dalle cose pratiche, secondo me è necessario, proprio pratiche, è necessario avere, oggigiorno possiamo averlo, un GPS o semplicemente un orologio, oppure sul telefono una mappa offline. A me ha salvato tante volte la pelle anche mentre facevo magari sci alpinismo o montagna in generale, soprattutto se ti trovi che non sai dove sei, ok? Che non sai orientarti, un orologio che ti dice torna a casa, ok? Oppure questo è il sentiero che puoi seguire, quello ti salva abbastanza la vita. E una power bank, perché altrimenti sei fregato, cioè nel senso che se non hai una delle due cose. E poi sicuramente di non preoccuparsi troppo delle condizioni atmosferiche, perché non ci puoi fare niente, cioè nel senso che noi abbiamo messo tutto all'interno delle sacche stagne, all'interno della plastica, così, poi alla fine tutto quello che c'hai su può essere della montura, della salewa, può essere di qualsiasi cosa sia, si bagnerà sicuramente, se deve bagnarsi si bagnerà, quindi puoi anche partire in costume da bagno e poi ti asciughi alla tappa successiva. Basta. E il sacco lenzuolo, sì, perché i sacchi a pelo non sono tanto puliti. Ok.
Bom, eu tô viajando sozinha, então eu recomendo muito que quem quiser e quem puder, quem tiver o privilégio e oportunidade de fazer, porque é um privilégio, porque é caro, Que faça sozinho, porque se eu não estivesse sozinho, muito provavelmente eu não teria conhecido vocês. Provavelmente. Pra mim tá sendo um momento importante, porque terminei um relacionamento recente, então eu tô tentando me entender novamente no mundo sozinha, sem uma pessoa ao lado, então tem sido uma boa experiência para lidar comigo, com os meus pensamentos, com os meus sentimentos e estar novamente aberta para conhecer outras pessoas e conhecer o mundo e ver o mundo através de outros olhos, assim. Então, acho que fazer um tipo de trekking como esse te abre possibilidades e te abre caminhos.
De un trek, llevarse guantes que aguanten la nieve, por favor, que no le pase como a mí, y llevar muchas capas de abrigo, y no subestimar el paso John Garner. Ta.
I learned today that it's called the circuit of, and then something Spanish, and the local people like that more than calling it the old track, because that's very Americanized. Someone from the US said that, and since then it's like the old track, and everyone was like, ooh, but I don't actually appreciate that, so I think more focusing on how locals see it. Definitely prepare mentally. The pass is challenging and you have to be in the right mindset. I was afraid of it, but that morning I got up and told myself, today is the day I'm going to do that, and that's how I got through it. Definitely find a hiking buddy for that past day. It is tough and you will need someone to get through it, for sure. That's something I would recommend. Gear-wise, less is more. I've seen a lot of people that are super packed. You don't need that much. You definitely don't. It's not a race. Just enjoy it. Take your time, enjoy the views. It's beautiful, it's stunning. You're only there once, for most people at least. Enjoy it, for sure. What else? You pay a lot of money for, actually, like, sometimes you don't get the campsite you want if you bring your own tent. You have to have bookings for certain camps, and then they will check. But other than that, sometimes I paid really a lot of money for like 2 or 3 extra nights in a provided tent, and you don't need that. You can come up with your own tent and just stay there and not spend the money. That's like, maybe it shouldn't be in public because all the people will do it and then it will be a problem. But right now that would have been nicer to save some money. But be prepared. You will have all seasons. You will have super strong winds. You will have no winds. You will have winter with snow. You will have summer where you've only hike in t-shirt. You will have rain. You will have everything, and that's the great experience. It sounds frightening, but it's amazing if you like outdoors. If you've hiked before, if you know how it is to hike with a heavy backpack, then definitely do it.
Actually, I can be very practical and say something about have your gear in order and all that stuff, but it's not. I think my best recommendation is to go with an open mind. It's a great opportunity to be connected with nature and to be connected with yourself. For me, that was actually one of the highlights. It's fantastic to walk hours a day, and after you're done talking and chatting with your fellow hikers, yeah, you have all the time to be with yourself. You know, it's a walking meditation. So I would suggest go with an open mind and let your thoughts be your thoughts and enjoy that and meditate while you're walking. And of course, don't meditate too much because you also have to look where you're going. But you get point. So that's my recommendation: is go with an open mind and just be, enjoy, because that's what the track is perfect for.
What you take with you. There are different weather conditions, so you really need to prepare. But I think if you really want to know the Torres del Paine very well, then you should choose the O track because it's less crowded and you are more close to the nature, and you met great people who also are doing the O track. It's more privately.
Oh yes, for sure. Just every time, but this is for every hike. Prepare yourself. Know what the route is. Know how much you have to walk from the distance, the difficulty of the track itself. Because 10 miles is not just 10 miles if it's going up and down. And yeah, get as much as possible information about the track. Enjoy it for sure, and yeah, that's it. I think it's a wonderful track. It was fascinating. We had a really tough day over the pass, to be sure, and I hope that everybody else is not having the same issues as we had.
Okay.
At least better weather conditions. No, the old track is definitely the best one because as soon as you get into the touristic part, it's just less nicer for me because as soon as there are a lot of people surrounded around me and talking through the whole hike through, this is not something I'm looking for. I'm not going for that. So I was really happy that we did the old track, which was less crowded than the last part.
Que entrene, que, que haga la O y no la W, y que tenga conciencia que en el paso John Garner se puede complicar un poco, pero que se animen a hacer la O, que tengan buen equipo y que entrenen.
Hike with what you're comfortable with, because there are things that we're all different. So I could give you my recipe of what success is, but to somebody else, it's not that. So I can't necessarily say a specific recipe, but I can definitely say is have a nice waterproof jacket and some nice layers to sleep in at night so you're not cold. Definitely have a adequate sleeping bag to sleep at night. I think that's the most important part because when you're moving, you're not necessarily cold. You're warm most of the time. I think the hardest part is when you're stagnant, you're not moving, and then you're facing the nature, which is, whatever cold or rain is happening. So I think it's just important to have like the base of your sleeping stuff down. So you get a good night rest, because rest is kind of like the most important part of your trip because you're going to be walking for 6+ hours a day. And I think the rest part is the most critical part for you to be rejuvenated for the following day. I think also managing your weight. You really don't need that much stuff. I think we over stress having too much stuff. I think just have the things that you need, and just take one step in front of the other, and you'll make it.